Welcome back, viewers. This is SweetBattlescars again, and I've got another unboxing for you guys. Today we're gonna look at the Real Action Heroes The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword Link figure by Medicom Toy. And as you guys can see, this is a pretty big box. I'm not surprised it's this big, as these figures usually are about this big. They're on the same scale. And I'm gonna bring out my ruler just to give you guys an idea of how tall this box is. It is 14 inches tall, which is roughly, what the size of these boxes are for the Real Action Heroes series of figures. And I gotta say, I was excited about this figure, and I think it's gonna deliver. I don't think it's gonna disappoint at all. This is probably the best Link figure out there. I wouldn't say it's the best Link statue, because it's not a statue. I think that credit might go to First 4 Figures. They have a couple of Link figures out there, so I think that the best statue award from Battlescars might go to First 4 Figures, but this is definitely the best figure of Link I've seen out there. And we're gonna take a look at this awesome figure. First, we're gonna look at the box. On the side, you guys can see Link with his bow, with his shield and sword, Master Sword, fully equipped. And we see the logo there. And bear with me, I'm gonna have to move my camera around quite a bit, as I can't fit the whole thing in one frame. We get some text here. It's obviously in Japanese down there. This has been imported from Japan. And there is the full figure with the awesome Master Sword and the Hylian shield. And you guys can see that, as those of you know the Real Action Heroes series, these figures are really high end. They have actual cloth for their clothes. They have a lot of mixed media, so various materials go into the making of these figures, and that is what I love. I love all the mixed media that go into producing these awesome figures. So there's another shot of another pose, and the top just has the Skyward Sword logo. Very nice. And the bottom has another logo. But the box actually opens to reveal the figure before you even unbox it. And there it is. Look at that beauty. There is the Link figure with his sword and shield, and I think a few accessories in the back, the bow and everything else. Here is a list of the items that come in the box. We have Link with a couple, well, not a couple, but another, I guess, exchangeable face for that angry screaming expression, his normal face. We see the accessories, the Master Sword, the Hylian shield, and the bow, and the beetle. We have the figure there, and of course this is from Skyward Sword, so it's all the items that he used in that game. So I've already cut the little plastic seal in the bottom, and I'm gonna open this box from the bottom, trying not to damage the cardboard. I hate damaging cardboard boxes whenever I open these things. Move my camera around a bit, and I pull them out. Nice and easy. Move the box out of the way. Okay, and here is Link. It might be helpful if I actually, do that with my camera. Pull it up a bit, a little higher, so you guys can see, get the full picture. That is how Link is packaged inside his plastic container. I always like to show how things are packaged, so you guys get an idea of, how different companies care for the packaging and shipping of their figures. Of course, these are very high-end figures. These go for, initially, some of these figures go for upwards of $100. This one went for, I think, almost 200, like 150, 170, around there, average. And I'm sure in a couple of years, this is going to be worth much more than that. Here it is, and we're going to pull out the figure first. And maybe move the camera slightly. And maybe we should take it step by step, and we're going to look at the figure first. Here is the Link figure. there is his face with some plastic that we don't need. And as you guys can see already, this is what I'm talking about. Mixed media all over this figure. This is some sort of felt material that they used on his tunic. And this is more of a fabric, maybe like canvas, for the suit that he wears under his tunic. We have something else here for the armor underneath. You guys can see it there. It's very silvery and very textured, and it's very rough too. So we have some synthetic leather for his belt. It's not actual leather, and some plastic for his belt buckle. And his pants, of course, more canvas, it looks like. And it's a nice canvas. It's not rough at all. It's very soft. So it's very high quality materials. All of the materials that go into the making of figures like this, by from Medicom, the Real Action Heroes series, have a reputation for their quality. So that really is visible in this Link figure. And of course, his little hood is also cloth, but I think there's some plastic there. Yeah, so there's actually a joint. We're gonna look at articulation right now, but there's actually a joint there for his little hood, his little hat, so you can pose it. Wow, that is pretty neat. So I guess first things first, let's look at the articulation of the figure. So his head, his neck, and these figures have really good articulation, great articulation. His head moves up and down about that much, and then of course you can probably take it all the way around, but his hair starts rubbing against things, so I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it now. And then of course side to side, very good articulation. I mean, you really don't need to take the head all the way back, so I don't see why you would want to. So, but again, it's possible if you force it. Shoulders, we have a joint there on the shoulder that goes up, and then you see the cloth there wrinkling, so it goes up about that much, and then forward about that much, backwards, again, very good articulation. And then you can probably take it all the way around, but his clothes get in the way and they start getting really tight and wrinkly, so we don't want to do that. So they feel very natural. His elbow goes up about that much, down and straight, and there's another joint here at the bicep, so you can twist his arm around, and then his wrist is on a ball joint, so you can see he's got lots of movement on the wrist. The torso, I'm assuming if it's they have a body, a standard body that they use for all their figures. So there's a joint here right on the diaphragm, I guess you call it, where the diaphragm is, right underneath the chest, and there should be another one right on the waist. So that should allow for pretty good movement. So he should be very flexible in terms of the waist. He moves around to the right about that much. I guess that would be his left, and the other way about that much. And of course you see there the tunic starting to get a little wrinkly, so you probably don't want to mess with that too much. And I've already wrinkled his tunic, but oh well. So there is the articulation for the upper torso, and then we're gonna look at the waist now. His legs should go up about that much. Again, the fabric starts getting in the way, so I don't want to force it. So if you force it, I guess you could go higher, but I'm gonna take it about that much, and then back a little more. And again, you can see the fabric starting to be stretched there, so it goes back about that much, and then of course up about that much. And then there's another joint there for the knee to kind of spin around a bit. Yes, you can see there, so you can get some very unnatural poses, but again, you don't really want to do that. And the knee, again, it's a hinge, so it goes up pretty high actually, and then down about that much. And his boots should be on a ball joint, so they spin around freely and go down and up a little bit and whatnot. And there is no joint for the toes, so his toes will not really move. So there is the figure. There is the Link figure. And I gotta say, it's, like I said before, I stand by it. It is the best Link figure I've seen. And, you know, I was, when they announced it, I was a little disappointed that they used the Skyward Sword. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm okay with Skyward Sword. But I wish maybe they would have used the Twilight Princess Link. I really like that Link a lot. And I guess maybe the Ocarina of Time Link has been overdone. So maybe that's why they did a Skyward Sword, to give this Link a chance. And I guess it works. So I'm gonna bring down my camera just a little bit. And I'm gonna put Link aside, and we're gonna bring out the ruler and see how tall he really is. And from the ruler, you can see that he's roughly 11 inches, maybe 11 and a half. Yeah, he's probably 11 and a half inches tall. So that's how tall Link is. And now we're gonna put him aside and look at his accessories. So from the box, you guys see obviously the awesome Hylian shield and the Master Sword there. So this video is probably gonna go a little long, as we gotta inspect these carefully. These are very awesome items. I love this sword. Look at this beauty. It's very nicely done. And again, I didn't really talk about it in the Link because there's very little paint, but the paint job again is flawless. The casting, I mean, I see some flashing from the casting on his hair there, but I'm nitpicking. You know, I'm being very picky. Aside from that, everything else is perfect. I wish maybe they would have, I don't know if the camera can pick them up, but I guess they would have cleaned the seam lines from the mold a little better. But again, being nitpicky here. And here is the awesome Master Sword. Paint job again, flawless. I really like this sword. I like the way they've crafted this. And the paint job again is very nice. It's got this silvery blue paint job, so you guys can see how it reflects the light. It's very high quality. It's plastic, but it's a very good, very high quality plastic. And the paint job, I mean, you guys, I'm not going to repeat myself. The paint job is flawless. It's beautiful. So we're going to put the sword aside. We're going to look at the Hylian shield. And there he is. And again, craftsmanship is just flawless. It's great. The paint job is perfect. The little decal here for the red bird is just perfect. The Triforce is, you know, it's embossed. It's like a relief. Same with these details. And very nicely painted. The back, this is the little leather strap and the handle for Link to grab onto the shield. And again, it's perfect. It's great. It looks fantastic. We're gonna set that aside as well. And he does come with 3 extra pairs of hands. We have a finger pointing up. So there it is. We've got a closed fist for punching. Another closed fist. Oh no, this is for the sword. For him to grab onto his sword. The Master Sword, I mean. And another closed fist, just like the other one. Partially open hand here. These are. Here we go. Partially open. Oh, this is probably for the shield, I'm assuming. And another one for the bow or the sword, the Master Sword. So, yeah, this looks like the hand to use for the shield. So we're gonna be looking into that later when I pose them. And now this is the other thing that I really wanted to see. These are the extra accessories. Of course, he comes with a little base down there, but here is the bow. And again, it's wow, it's beautiful. It's nicely painted. It's a really good casting, perfect casting. It's got a little string here that's very flexible. So yeah, I was afraid it was gonna be fragile, but it's actually very flexible. So I don't think you have to be afraid that it's gonna break. And you guys can admire some of the details on the bow. It's looking fantastic. Awesome bow. I'm gonna put that there. And we've got an arrow also. One of the arrows that Link uses. It's very thin, so The good thing is that they gave you flexible plastic so it doesn't go on breaking, but again, don't want to force it too much. It gives you a little bit of flexibility, but if I force it a little more, it feels like it's gonna snap, so I'm not gonna do that. So again, nice paint job. Here is the beetle. Another awesome little item. And this is the little attachment for his wrist. And Beetle looks just like it does in the game. It looks very good, very great. His wings don't really move, so there is no articulation anywhere. These don't clamp. Yeah, they don't move anywhere. So no articulation on the Beetle, but I guess you don't really need it. It's just for posing. And underneath this, we have a base, so that it can help Link stand up. These figures often don't need it, but like I have the Dragon Ball Z real action figures also, and this is exactly the same base that they come with. There's a little clamp there for you to use on the figure, the base there that they can stand on, and a little attachment so that you can with a few articulation points so that you can kind of move it around and, you know, use with the figure. And then there's this bracelet, I guess you can put on Link as well. Is this a bracelet? I can't remember from the game. It must be some sort of bracelet that you can put. I may be wrong. I'm going to look into that later. And then last but not least is his extra face for screaming. And this looks actually pretty cool. It looks like that demonic Link, or I don't know if... No, I guess it's not. You need the face paint. But I was thinking of not Dark Link, Fierce Deity Link. No, there's I think in Twilight Princess there's a scene where they show Link with you know, his eyes blanked out, and there's a scene where he's going through, I don't know, like running after the Triforce or something. It was very surreal, very abstract. So it kind of reminded me of that. But this looks pretty awesome. And there are 3 sets of eyes here down here that you can use, you know, on him, so that you get the effect of you know, him like having different expressions. So there are the eyes. There's the face with the eyes. Him looking to the left. There is another set of eyes for him to look to the right. And there is another set of eyes for him to look, I guess, to the... Oh, maybe this is the right. Maybe the other ones were just for the center, I think. Yeah, this might be... I don't know, they all look... They differ. You know, they give Link the illusion of some expression. So I'm gonna switch out the face. I've never done this. I don't see any instructions, but I don't think it's that complicated, as you guys just saw. I snapped it right off. So the hair comes off, and there are the mechanical joints that they're using. And this is very nice plastic in there, actually. This is very high quality, durable. It takes shock pretty well. It doesn't, it takes wear and tear really well. So you can, you know, switch the faces a lot. And this plastic will not wear. I've used this plastic for machining a bit, so I can tell you about that a little bit there. So that is very high quality plastic, and it's been machined. You guys can see there the machine marks. They haven't even taken those off. They polished it a bit, but the camera is not picking up the little saw marks from where they were machining. So this has been machined and nicely crafted. And I know it looks kind of creepy, so I'm going to stop showing you that. And here is the last set of eyes. In there, you can pull those out. I'm going to try to do that here without damaging anything. Yeah, there you go. Here are the eyes for just looking straight. And yeah, here we have the other face. I don't know why I like that. It looks pretty cool. So we're going to leave this face with the irregular eyes as it was. And we're going to get the other face and give it some awesome little eyes. Is there a certain... Yeah, I guess it goes like this with the number. So he's looking slightly to the left, or that would be his right. As you guys can see there, but I'm trying to look in the picture here to see which one might fit better. This looked like he's looking in the opposite way, and yeah, these are the eyes I wanted. There we go. He's really looking, you can obviously see he's looking kind of off to the side. So we're gonna get these eyes and with this face, and put in the face first. Like so. And as I was telling you about that plastic, it's very high quality plastic, machined, very precise. And so it snaps on very nicely. And there's Link with that his iconic hair. And then the hair goes in last. And there is Link with his switch. That is how you switch the face. So now we're gonna give him his sword. So we have to switch out the hand. Let's pull out this hand. Let's bring the sword, and I'm sure this snaps right out. Yep. For him to grab onto his sword. And again, it feels very nice. It doesn't feel too snug, so I don't think you have to be afraid of scratching the paint. As you guys can see there, the paint is still good. And it's very easy to put in there, so it's not tight. But it's tight enough that it won't be like kind of, you know, moving around in his hand. But again, it's not so tight that you're gonna damage the paint, which I do appreciate that. That is very awesome. So I guess we're gonna give him his iconic pose when he's kind of holding the Master Sword. Now we're gonna give him his shield. Gonna remove this hand. This thing came off. And we're gonna give him his shield hand. Where is it? Here it is. Actually, this might be his bow hand. I wonder. Yeah, we're gonna give him the other hand. The same. The one that looks just like he's holding a sword. Okay, it's kind of difficult to pull out. There it is. So this should, yep, this should snap right off also. There it is. And it should go into his hand like so. And then this little piece will attach at the bottom. And then the whole thing. Uh-oh, did I do this wrong? There it is. No, I think I got it. I guess we can put in the shield first. His hand. Okay, having a little trouble there with the hand. Again, I'm being very careful. I don't want to scratch any of this. And yes, I'm putting you guys through all of this so you guys can see how it's done. And there it goes. It all finally snapped together, so it's probably much easier to do without having to worry about, you know, the camera and all. So there it is. I'm gonna move all of this stuff off. And here is the figure fully posed with his iconic Skyward Sword pose. I'm gonna zoom in a bit so you guys can admire the full figure, looking very nice. Here is his sword. And I had to use the base so he can stand with this pose. It's a little difficult to get him to stand up that pose. So there is the figure. And it looks fantastic. It looks just awesome. And I've brought in my other Link figures for comparison. Here is the Figma Link with the same pose next to him. So you guys can see much smaller, but the pose looks equally awesome. The paint job on the sword is a little, of course, a little reduced. It's not it's not as good as the other one. It's not reduced. I don't even know what that means. But there is the same figure with the same pose. I mean the Figma. And then here is the first 4 figures Link, which I think we're gonna have to make some room for him. We're gonna put Figma Link there, put the Real Action Heroes one in the middle there, and Ocarina of Time Link there. And there is my set of Link figures. Here is the first 4 figures Link, so you guys can see it a little closer. And they look pretty awesome together as a trio. So I think that about does it for this unboxing, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please feel free to ask me any questions about this figure or any other figure in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe for more unboxings like this one. And I guess that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.